My story begins many years ago, as my distant relative was martyred for a just cause, or so it was believed. It was in the late 1840s, as the California Territory became a state of our union, and the gold rush was beginning to grow. My grandfather of 8 generations back, Joaquin Murrieta, was beginning his life with his family in the now-named Sierra Nevada mountains, west of the City of Angels, as a prospector. Life was hard in those days. His wife and children, which he had a boy and a girl, tended the home, tilled the gardens, and raised the livestock for food as he went into the lower hillside and dug out the precious gold metal from the earth. For a year, Joaquin mined the ground and saved the fruits of his labors. Periodically, he would arrive at the assayer's office with some of the nuggets he had dug from the mountainside and turned it into cash for supplies. This, unfortunately, caught the eye of a, shall we say, less than honest man who decided that he and his comrades would relieve my ancestor of the burden of all this gold. As he toiled in his mine one day, the marauders arrived at his home at the foot of the mountain. They destroyed everything he had, killing his wife and children, burning the house and barns to the ground. As Joaquin exited the mine with his cart of dirt and rocks, he saw the smoke coming from his homestead and rushed down the hillside to his family, only to be met by the 5 men as they exited the burning wooden house with the strong box containing the nuggets mined. With anger and adrenaline rushing through his body, Joaquin attacked them and was quickly dispatched by a bullet from a pistol, or so the 5 men thought. The rising smoke caught the attention of 3 fellow prospectors nearby, and they came to assist. As they arrived, they found the carnage and destruction on site, and saw that my ancestor was still alive, though barely. Removing Joaquin from his homestead, they made camp nearby and treated his wounds, which he eventually recovered from. While in recovery, his 3 new friends stayed with him as they continued to prospect. All the while, my ancestor was planning his payback to the 5 men who killed his family and destroyed his life. A year had passed, and my ancestor was almost 100% when he proposed that the 4 of them enact his plan of revenge. For their help, he would give them his, mine that had not seen human activity for over a year. The 3 agreed, and they set to work in creating a disguise that all 3 could use. A wide-brimmed black hat, black shirts, black pants, and black mask that covered the top of their heads down to the bridge of the nose. This would conceal them in the night and made it easier to hide in the shadows. All 4 wore the same disguise, yet only one would be seen at any given time, giving the appearance of a fast-moving person. One would run into an alleyway, and then another would appear on a rooftop a few buildings away. Their mission was to take back that which was stolen from my great-grandfather. During the next 4 years, they harassed and pursued the 5 men that caused great harm to my grandfather, and eventually retrieved most of that which was taken. 4 of the men that destroyed Joaquin's life were killed in fights by either pistol or swordplay. The one remaining assembled a posse and tracked these 4 masked men through the foothills around what is now called Los Angeles. And one night, as the men were sitting around a campfire, just by luck, my grandfather had to step away into the bushes to relieve himself. As he began to make his way back to camp, the posse attacked, killing all 3 of the men left at the fire. One was beheaded, and his head was placed in a large glass jar and taken back to Sacramento to prove to the governor that the reign of terror of my great-grandfather, Joaquin Murrieta, was over. You may have heard of his alias, El Zorro. Fortunately for me, they had the wrong person on display, and my great-grandfather slowly slipped into folklore and obscurity. He continued to work in his mine, yet stayed far away from the now booming Los Angeles, as he amassed a great deal of wealth. Joaquin decided that he had enough of the hard life and moved north to San Francisco, where by chance he entered into a saloon and saw the head of his long-past friend in the jar behind the bar, with a sign over it that stated for the price of 2 drinks, you could sit there in front of the gory display and toast the legend of Zorro. Joaquin paid the cost and swore under his breath to his past friend that he would continue to right the wrongs, protect the weak, free the oppressed, and would not ever again raise his sword in vengeance. He kept his promise for the rest of his life. For several years, Joaquin lived on the outskirts of San Francisco, remarrying, raising a family, training his son in the art of self-defense, fencing and weapons training. All of which, and more, became a tradition for future generations. Eventually, my ancestors moved east into America, changed our name to Foxmen, and every son joined the U.S. military and served when our nation called, building their skills and passing them down to their sons. Except for me, I had a daughter. Yet her drive to protect those who cannot was strong, and she begged me to train her as our family had trained all the sons of the Murrieta lineage. Finally, I gave in and trained her as I was trained, and so began the newest protector of the weak, deliverer of the oppressed, righter of wrongs. La Zorra.